how to access the remaining 90% of our brain's capacity. We've read and heard many times that we don't use all the potential of our brain and that only a fraction of the forces of our mind are used in our daily lives. And using all the potential of our mind will add a huge creative power, of course, to our personality. The question that arises is, how do we gain access to this and to the creative forces of our mind? In the captivity of the mind, the creative power of the mind, the human mind, is accessible only to the here and now. We must live in the present and focus our energies on the present moment so that we can truly live our lives to the fullest, be present in life, and have access to the creative forces of our mind. We can only enjoy the happiness and enjoyment of the present moment, but if our mind wanders in the paths of the past and the future, the opportunities that are open to us in the present will be closed and will not be able to access the creative forces of the mind. Instead, we'll find ourselves captivated by the mind. Being a prisoner of the mind means that we are either prisoners of our past or we live under the influence of an imaginary future. If while we are awake, our thoughts revolve around our past or future, most of the time we'll not be able to act when necessary in the opportunities of the present. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. And most of the time, our minds are locked in the prison of the past by an event, the outcome of which was unpleasant to us. Our thoughts revolve around that fact. We would very much like to change the course of events or worry about what others will think of us because of our inappropriate behavior in that past moment. Another way to become captive is when our mind fascinates us with an imaginary future or with the image of a desired ideal situation for us. Then we mobilize all our energies to realize these images, and we tend to miss the opportunities that the present offers to us. And another way that the mind uses to bind us in the future is our constant worry about what's going to happen to us. We're afraid of the future. Our minds are constantly creating scenarios, the result of which is catastrophic for us. We lose our job, we get sick, our partner leaves us, etc., things like that. A characteristic dimension of the mind captivity is that the mind is essentially rejecting or even hostile to the present moment. We often think that something should not happen this way or that. We should be in a better place. We wonder why these things happen to us all the time. Our mind is in a constant struggle with the present, and it is this struggle that keeps us in captivity. Living in the prison of the mind, we have no control over our lives. We just get carried away by the illusions created by the mind, and most of the time we cannot act in the present. Now, gaining access to the creative forces of our mind, let's look at the new methods that allow us to access the creative forces of the mind and at the same time help us break the shackles of the captivity of our minds. The first one, we have to get over the past. No one has managed to change the past, so all the energy you use to think about the past, of course, is wasted energy. Instead, divert your thinking to good things in life, such as the past and the present. 2, do not be afraid of the future, since it is not real but a projection of the mind. Only the present exists right now. Number 3, it's possible to make your plans for the future come true only through your current actions. Only in the present can you do something that will affect your future. But be careful not to sacrifice the opportunities of the present on the altar of an imaginary future or the image of an ideal situation. If you are really present in the here and now, and you can be happy, you will not have a problem in the future either. The future is also just a present. 4, accept the present as it is and do not fight against it. Do not see the present as your enemy and do not judge it. Give up the fight and just be present in the here and now. Pay conscious attention to everything that's happening in front of you in the present moment. This is by Frank Wanderer, PhD, professor of psychology, conscious researcher, and author The Mind Unleashed, and it's I've translated it for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.